Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy Sirius. Welcome to today's stream. I know it's been a minute. I took a break from all these live streams and stuff. Lots has happened within the last 2 weeks, I'll tell you that. Especially when I had to get over this cold, right? Because I don't need the science serum to help me out. All right. My immune system is still healthy, you know what I'm saying? So I need to catch up on a lot of topics that I pretty much missed, right? There's a lot of things that needs to be explained by somebody that isn't really afraid to say what's up and actually have a very articulate conversation because all I've been hearing lately for the last couple weeks is rare, rare, rare. Oh, red pill this, red pill that, red pill are horrible. Red pill, you guys are this and that by some gigantic YouTube channels. One of them is Album Preach. You know, I don't know why they group majority of people that believe in the red pill philosophy as these crazy mumbo jumbos like that person named Sneeko. And now, unfortunately, in general, the manosphere is getting a lot worse, like more horrible than ever. It is getting a horrible rep that's not coming back. I know it hasn't been back for a while, but right now it is on a downward spiral. Downward spiral. But don't worry, I am here along with the Great Ghost to help you guys out and to actually have a logical, rational, sound conversation. But I'm going to add the one, the only Great Ghost. What's going on, Great Ghost?
Hey, good evening. Well, a bunch of neat little tidbits that I've been picking up and trying to get something neat set up for you guys here. So bear with me for a second.
Okay. And before we begin this topic, chat, if you want to support your boy Sirius, link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated if you feel I am worth your investment. Also, I do plan on trying to get remonetized. All right. Since Susan is gone, hopefully this new CEO won't fuck me. So definitely coming soon. Hopefully I'll be monetized. What is that?
I have become anime.
All right, this AI
There we go.
VR shit is getting out of control. It's getting out of control. What is this? Oh
Yeah, I'm a
no,
VTuber, baby.
V. See, I would do the VTuber thing, but I'm pretty sure it would be fucking expensive for my shit.
Yes. Yes, it was.
Like, it will be a lot of animation on my end. Not on my end, but the artist to put this together. So,
Oh yeah. No, I ordered this, but since it's Locus, it was nice enough to also send me the original files as well as a completely legitimate version of the software. So if there's any customization that I want to do and I want to be cheap about it, I'll probably fiddle with it myself a bit.
okay, that's true. Okay. I think before we get put in our input about the deadbeat father thing, we're going to have to watch the video first because I already watched the chat, but I'm gonna watch it one more time. I want to see what you guys' opinions are. Let me go ahead and share this fucking thing. Sorry guys, it's been a while. I'm having a boomer moment. All right, you can see that.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, too easy. Let's go ahead and play this right quick.
I got 7 kids, and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yeah, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want to be a father to these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want.
What do you have to say about that, Gray, before I begin?
Well, I mean, he is speaking logically. If a woman has the ability to choose not to have the child and be the mother, and the father, he's more than willing to be like, yeah, I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it.
Yeah, and even though he is a irresponsible fucking idiot that put himself in this situation, at the same time, I agree with him.
Like
I
that's
agree
the
with
thing. From the current logic that our society runs on, he's making perfectly valid statements.
Yes, because the only, well, the easiest, in my opinion, way to avoid the situation is marry before you carry. Find a simp that's willing to put a ring on your finger, then give him a baby.
Oh,
Bam,
heck,
problem solved.
even find a man that says he wants the kids.
That too.
Like,
Like,
come on, you don't even got to do the marriage thing because so far as the government is concerned, once the kid's out, you're married anyway. But like purely from a female standpoint, if you find a guy that says he wants kids, at that point, just have the kids.
yeah, that's true. And this guy, I don't know the story is 100% true, but I will say I believe his story is correct because personally, come on, he looks like a fuck boy or Tyrone. And he literally told you in your face he doesn't want to be a dad. He doesn't want any babies.
Like,
Here's the money. Kill that motherfucker.
we're yeah, like short of like we're not trying to pass a judgment on his sentencing. We're just trying to be like, we're taking his story at face value because
It's,
that's what we're responding to. If it's
yeah,
false, then whatever. The hypothetical of it being true is still irrelevant discussion.
yeah. Why would you lay down a man that says he doesn't even want to take you seriously or no kids? So, and on top of that, women are primarily the gatekeepers of sex. They chose the 7 women. They chose to open up their legs to Tyrone. I'll call him Tyrone. They chose to have that risk to conceive a baby, and they chose to keep a baby when he said he doesn't want it. Why would I put all the blame on him? No, no, no. Majority of the blame is on you, woman. It's on you. You have as soon as the baby is conceived, you have 100% reproductive rights, and he clearly told you he does not want it. And now you're shocked that he's not around. He's not around. Take care of the kids. See, this is why I say women, they primarily base their decisions on emotions because they clearly weren't rational sleeping with a dude that says, fuck you. I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to deal with that kid. And you
Well,
still have the baby.
yeah, because that's the thing. Their rationale, if we want to call it that, is that it doesn't matter whether or not he wants the kid, she wants his kid.
But you already know the analogy. When when the woman needs that man to be around, needs to be a provider, blah blah blah. Oh, this is our baby. This is our baby. But as soon as she doesn't want nothing to do with that man, she hates his guts, so he moved on. No, you can't see your son. This is my baby. It's my baby.
Precisely.
So it's I don't know, man.
But that's the thing. Like a woman, because here's my question. Like the thing that gets me: okay, so he's got 7 baby mamas, 7 kids. How is the government not extracting child support from him?
I think it's either he doesn't even have a job in the first place, or he's literally hopping from, you know. No, he does. He's unemployed and he's hopping from girl to girl to be a hobosexual,
That's the
or
thing. Like,
he's definitely avoiding the.
that's the thing. He's got to be dodging the cops.
Oh, guaranteed. Oh yeah, like there's a story today of an ex NBA player had to pay his ex-wife $133,000 in back pay, pretty much child support. So it's definitely not a good idea to avoid those payments. And he has 7 of them. If all 7 of these women are going after this dude, he's fucked.
Now, he might not be able to pay much for it, but that's the thing. Like, either the state is not holding him to account, in which case the women can take up their argument with daddy government, or he's successfully dodging the cops and living like a felon, which is like, all right. We know that women would find something like that attractive. We know that, like let's be honest, if he goes on a dating app right now and puts down, I have 7 kids by 7 different baby mamas, they're all hitting me up for child support, I ain't paying, I could use a place to crash for the night, he'll have women swiping right on him.
Oh, agreed. And once again, based on how he looks, he can definitely pull girls. Definitely could. You know, looks do matter whether people want to admit or not. And this dude is the epitome of a, you know, fuck you, I do what I want. Look at me. I got this bitch. I got that bitch. I got all the bitches. Look at my receipts. Look at how many girls are having my babies. I'm that dude. So yeah, that would definitely help him. The pre-selection definitely help him get more women. So it's I don't know. Like I he's still a fucking idiot, and I will literally say it a million times, dude. You're a fucking idiot. Because
it's going to catch up with him.
What?
It's going to catch up with him, and it's going to catch up with him and screw him over. There's no doubt of that.
Yeah, because I guarantee you, do they give out warrants for that? I'm pretty sure they give out warrants.
Oh yeah, they serve warrants.
Yeah, so he's definitely not in a good spot right now, and he's in a passenger seat.
The thing, like, that's why I say, like, he's got to be dodging the law at this point, because there's probably a warrant out for his arrest. Maybe not at the federal level, but let's be honest, chances are he can't go into 7 of the 50 states without the cops coming for him.
Yeah, he's pretty much an outlaw when it comes to babies. Like he's that gremlin. He's just fucking getting pregnant. I don't want your kid. I'm out of here. It goes on to the next town. I saw a comment. Where's he at? Rebbe says, "Don't raw dog then." Well, that's the point. He doesn't give a fuck. He don't care. There's men out there that don't give a fuck. It's usually Chad Tyrone.
Just saying. Listen, like, a man who has a career that he cares about, he gives a fuck. But that's the thing. He gives a fuck because he has something to lose. If the dude's basically like living on the lam already, he can't, like, let's be honest. If you've already got 7 baby mamas hunting you down, what's one more?
Pretty much. And at this point, if he does get caught with all this back pay child support, he's never going to retire. He's never going to retire.
That's the thing. It's not like retirement was even something that he was considering at this point.
I know.
Saving for retirement. He ain't putting shit into a 401k. He's living day to fucking day, and he's probably expecting to live fast and die young.
No, I was emphasizing how much money he's going to owe.
But
whether he wants to or not, he's going to owe a shit ton of money.
Oh, congratulations. He's $10 million in debt that he can't fucking pay. Oh, well, we'll send you to prison. All right, whatever.
Oh, he's just going to have to because he's going to have to work eventually, unless
Why?
he's able to keep his looks for a long time.
No, that's the thing. Like, why does he necessarily need to work?
Well, it will get to the point where he will have to support himself, unless his kids that he ain't taking care of, like, oh, Dad, I forgive you, I'll take care of you. He's gonna get
Like,
he's gonna get old enough.
He could deal. That's all.
Yeah.
Like there's plenty of ways for criminals to make money.
He's like, what's up, YouTube? Let me tell you about my story.
Yeah.
Knuckles.
Grifting on YouTube. It could work.
I got 7 babies to take care of. Please. Oh, but let's continue. Let's continue because
It starts to GoFundMe.
Yeah, his explanation, I agree and disagree at the same time. It's a weird fucking, but he's logically makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
So for some years now, some of them been trying to get in contact with me, access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I do not want. And I don't give a fuck what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with. Because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support a kid I done told her or them I did not want.
Well, he's speaking facts.
I'm wrong.
He's speaking. You can't deny that, chat. He's speaking facts. He's speaking facts. Yeah, we know. At the end of the day, he's still an idiot because consequences are consequences, and eventually he will be held accountable. Even whether he gives a damn or not, he's going to be held accountable. But he is still speaking facts. Let's go ahead and what do you have to say about that? Do you have anything else to say about what he said?
No, that's straight up.
Okay.
Because let's be honest, this makes more sense than a woman going out and demanding that a guy take responsibility, like, for something that. That's the thing. Like, if you imagine it from the other side's perspective, yeah, I know you told me you didn't want kids, but I had the baby anyway. Now you need to give me money. Like, here's the thing. Imagine if it was flipped around and a woman was saying, my boyfriend is not letting me get an abortion because we laid down and we both agreed at the time that we wanted kids, but I changed my mind afterwards. Or, no, heck, I agreed that I wanted kids, but now I don't want to carry the baby
anymore. I agree. Fair enough. I
guess if this was flipped around and it was a woman bitching, there'd be support. Regardless of how you cut it, having the kid, not wanting to have the kid. Like, if this, let's flip this complete 180. So let's say woman goes through, has the kid, and then literally as soon as the baby's delivered, says, I don't want to raise this kid. He's yours. Screw off. And then the dad starts calling her up saying, our child needs a mother in their life. Like our daughter needs a mother. Our son needs a mother. You need to be in your child's life. And he's like, I told you I didn't want one. I told you I wasn't going to raise it. Like,
yeah.
I
agree. And I do want to address what Hanak has to say. He's part of the endless cycle of the creation of the baby mama culture. Hey, that is true. But at the same time, once again, why do you think daughters were heavily supervised when it comes to relationships and marriage. Because who are the gatekeepers of sex? And majority of women wants that small percentage of men that has the money or the looks and don't give a fuck about her. Just saying. So he's part of the end of the cycle, but who is mainly who's mainly creating this cycle to go over and over again? Is it really this small percentage of men that's having poo-tang thrown at him left and right, up and down?
Because that's the thing. It's not like the men are going out and purposefully looking to create like the kids. Like they aren't going from community to community. No, the women go to them.
Exactly. And I'm sure there's many guys like this person that says, I do not want any kids. And she still has it. She is 100% in charge of the reproductive rights.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a part of the cycle, but I believe he's the minor part. Minor. Because you can't deny biology. You can't. Oh,
because that's the thing. Like at this point, it's saying like for the sake of ending single motherhood, men need to stop having sex outside of marriage.
Bingo. But who doesn't want to get married or be a dutiful, faithful wife?
Like that's the thing. Like are we going to? Because that's all you can say, and then it's like, well, are we going to even pretend that we'd hold that standard to women and say, hey, women, no sex outside of marriage? They're just going to say, well, you can't tell me what to do. You're violating my human rights or whatever. It's like, all right, but you're going to tell men to do that? No.
But when she suffers the consequences, which she doesn't really suffer because she has a lot of safety nets when it comes to being a 304, hopping from dude to dude and having a baby. She doesn't even know who the father is. She still has a lot of safety nets on behalf of the government. Because imagine if, oh, what's up?
Like we know 1000% that there's going to be dudes out there who are going to wife this up.
Yeah, I agree. There's gonna be a lot of men desperate for the puniti. So, how you say? Take away the government assistance, take away the welfare, take away the abortion clinics, take away all that, right? Let's just say society collapse tomorrow, gone. Now she's a sitting duck if she decides to have sex with a dude like this, and then the dude's nowhere to be found. No government, no assistance, nothing. She's just on her own. That's not really a good idea. But once again, we live in a first world country where, you know, there's a lot of solutions for her to actually no, a lot of incentives for her to be a single mother.
Yeah.
So personally, once again, he is the minor part of this endless cycle of the creation of the baby mama culture.
Here's the thing. If he, as an individual, didn't do it, she'd find one that would.
Yep. Because eventually they're going to have to latch on to a simp if she gets past that wall or run into the wall.
Like a woman with unrestricted sexual freedom is going to keep seeking out sex with the highest value men, like sex first, clout or resources or whatever. She's going to keep seeking it out with the highest value man that she can get until eventually her standards grow too high for her to continue to have sex.
Agreed. And Knock says, I don't disagree, Sirius. The government enables 304 with their behavior, but at the same time, people who contribute to that cycle should be held responsible
Nope.
equally.
No responsibility without authority.
Yeah.
No responsibility without authority. You're not going to fucking say equal responsibility and then give women all the authority over the reproductive process. So men get an equal say, there is no equal responsibility, and I'm not holding any of them to account.
And I guarantee you, this dude is already getting chased down by the family courts.
That's
So he's automatically being held accountable.
He's being held. He is being held responsible because guess what? If there's probably a warrant out for his arrest, at the very least, there's the capacity for it. If these women haven't gone to the courts to try to enforce some child support, they can. The power is there. Like, what is he dodging except the consequences? But that's entirely due to the women having the power to do it. Or what? Are you saying that men uninvolved with their life now need to go and start hunting down men who they perceive as deadbeats?
True. Like the euphoria of women being chased down when it comes to finding out that the kid is not, like, he's not the father of the kid. Like, she lied, paternity fraud. Why aren't they getting chased down? See? Just saying. There's plenty of things that model women should be held accountable right now. That's not happening.
So no, if you're going to say that everyone needs to be charged, needs to be held accountable, then we need to start with the ones who currently aren't being held accountable.
Agreed. And the main population, the 50% of the population, they're the ones that need to be over 50 now, yeah. They need to be held accountable. Yeah, we know, but the government and the rules and blah blah blah. We'll get to that. But at the moment, we need to take care of what's going on in our communities. But at this point, too many men checked out to even give a damn anymore. It's on them.
That's the thing. But what you can do is hold the one person that you can control to the standards that you hold yourself.
Bingo. And to be fair, Hanak, authority without what's it called? Authority without accountability is tyranny?
Yes. Authority without accountability is tyranny. Accountability without authority is slavery.
Bingo. So, which gender belongs to which phrase? I'm sure you know. Let's finish up this video and we'll get our final thoughts on this chapter. Because once again, I don't agree with his actions, but at the same time, he's being logical. Like, don't put 100% fault on him.
That's the thing. Like, do I agree with a woman being highly promiscuous and throwing away her virginity and just being a complete hoe bag? No, I don't agree with that. But that is her choice. She's legally able to do it. And I am not even going to pretend that I'm going to use physical force to try and stop her.
Exactly. If we even look at a woman from down the fucking block and she doesn't think that you're fucking Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr., good luck not going to jail. That's how crazy it's getting these days.
Hey, you've heard of the 5-second rule, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's the 3-second rule. If you look at a woman or a child for more than 3 seconds, you're a predator.
Oh yeah, or creep. Ugly. You got a small wee wee. All these crazy fucking things.
So just sorry guys, like today's day and age, you can't even look at women. And just don't go near a public park. Just don't.
Right, but just because you can do it doesn't make it good for you.
True. But just because that's the thing, but just because something isn't good for you doesn't mean other people have the right to prevent you from doing it. Otherwise, I'd go around slapping all my coworkers who smoke a cigarette.
Exactly. And once
Like,
again,
every single one, and I'm willing to bet some people in this chat smoke. Guys, do you think that because it isn't good for you, I should have the right to use physical attacks to prevent you from harming yourself? No, I'm pretty sure you're like, fuck off, leave me alone.
exactly. This goes both ways too. And we tell women this all the time. All the time. Just because you could doesn't mean you should. Misogyny. Bigot. Like, all right, okay, do what you want to do. And then they come back like, I hate men. Where'd the good man go? Men ain't shit. Oh my god.
Like, and like, funny enough, I think this was a Think Before You Sleep video where I heard this, where like in like the female hero's journey, it's not about overcoming challenges, it's about overcoming temptation.
A hero's journey?
Yeah, so like, you know how, again, like, let's use manga as an example, but like any action hero's arc, a man is presented with a series of challenges that he must acquire power in order to overcome, right?
Yeah.
Well, in the female version of that, she is presented with a series of temptations that she must resist. She doesn't need any more power than she already has. Usually they're just given a whole bunch of power, but it's all about using it responsibly and resisting the ability to abuse it. Like all the good female arcs are like that.
Well, when you put it that way, there is a lot of mythologies and I forgot how to say that word, but there's plenty of stories throughout history that does deal with women and temptation. So I agree with you.
I'd say probably Wizard of Oz is like that would be one to look at, because like what is her first failure? She runs away from home, and that's the consequence for being sent off to Oz. And then she constantly has to resist a number of metaphorical temptations in order to keep on the journey. Like, make friends, be trustworthy.
Whoa. Okay.
Like she could have just taken the shoes off, given them to the witch out of fear, and then story over, but then she doesn't get to go home.
So how I put it that way is a hero's journey, or I'll say a hero's tragedy, is being unable to overcome an obstacle, and a heroine's, or just a woman in general, tragedy is being held accountable for her actions.
No, it's not about being held. No, the thing is, a heroine is not held accountable because she doesn't do anything wrong.
Well, let's just say regular woman then. Just a regular woman in story. Because of Delilah listening to that dumb bitch got
Samson got his hair cut off because Delilah was an enemy who was sent to find the secret to his power and fuck him over for it. And in Hercules, it was his second wife that gave him a cloak covered in the poisonous blood of a centaur, because she was worried that he was going to cheat on her, and the centaur told her that this would make him loyal.
Yeah, and then we got the OG Adam and Eve story.
Yeah. Like when women have a tragic tale, it is because they fall to temptation. But a woman never fails because she wasn't strong enough.
I agree 100%. When you put it that way, that makes a lot of sense. Go read your books, chat, because honestly, there is a lot of stories where the woman will fall for temptation, and more often than not, there's negative consequences to it. She didn't There's no control. There's no discipline. Nothing. She just did it because like, ooh, let me I'm curious. Well, what does this button do? It's like she like blows up the world and type shit. So yeah, go ahead and I'm gonna have to reread some of those stories. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to look at those old stories with that perspective because you realize, oh, that is where all the good female characters come from.
Agreed. 1,000,000%. Let's finish this video off because we definitely have a few things I want to talk about. It goes with each other. I'll explain why. Let's finish this Tyrone video.
Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body, and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them? Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say, oh, he irresponsible, he a deadbeat, he don't take accountability. Yeah, I do. I just don't give a fuck. You ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say, my body, my choice, but I say, it's my life, my choice. Before y'all try to stitch this shit and be like, black man this, black man that, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's not wrong because he offered to pay for every bit of birth control. They had every opportunity to. At what point do we just have to accept that they are outright being malicious and trying to control the dude?
Yeah, like no matter how many times you try to explain to women, more likely than not, actually no, 98% of the time, they just through one ear and out the other, and they are just listening to respond and not to actually learn. They're only going to learn from their father that's usually not around or a little bitch.
That's the thing, because they don't respect any man that isn't their father.
Exactly. I agree. I've seen it personally. I'm like, see, that's what a strong father looks like. He puts his foot down. She's a good daughter immediately. I'm like, nice. That's how it's supposed to be. He didn't no argument, no nothing. He's like, nope. I said what I said. See, this is why we need masculinity back, which is disappearing at an alarming rate. Oh, it's getting bad. But somebody sent me a super chat. Jeff Space Lord, thank you very much for your generous donation. It says, Joan of Arc was held accountable. I forgot why was she executed?
She lost.
That's
The
it.
English lost. The English lost.
Oh, I thought it was because.
Sorry. It was the French. Yeah, like basically, she was the mascot for the French army, so she was basically executed for the sake of PR for the English.
Oh, all right, okay. I thought it was because they found out she was a woman, and they're like heresy.
Oh no, she was very publicly a woman, from my understanding of it.
Oh,
it was like, here's our saint. She's cool and awesome. It's like, no, and then my understanding, like the English won, they captured her and they had her executed.
Oh damn, GG. It'd be like that sometimes. Hey,
but they couldn't just execute her because, like, oh, hey, she says she's some god. No, I think they put on a trial to make it sound make her out to be a witch or something like that, and that way, like, it was more palatable to the French Christians to execute her because she was basically denounced as a heretic. But realistically, she was executed because the English. Joan of Arc was French, and she was executed by the English for PR. Like that's the simplest way I can put it.
Fair enough. And how you say? I didn't know they apologized down the road for burning her alive.
Yeah, well, the
All
whole
right.
point was to defeat the English in battle. So, like, yeah, apologize, cool, but that's after you got your victory and won.
That is true. That's kind of like a backhanded, you know, like nah, bro. I can't let it slide. I can't let it slide. I can't let you just can't you just like defeat my whole army and then say that, oh, we cool, bro, we cool. It's like you know when the Union, right, the North won the Civil War, and the South had the free majority of the slaves. Imagine like taking off their shackles. You'd be like, hey, no hard feelings, right? Like, boy, what? Those are fine words. Uh, but let's go to the next topic. Where's the topic at? All right, here you go. See, I know you guys already spoke on this, but I want to speak on this because holy jabroni. This right here made my blood boil. Oh, it made my blood boil. I couldn't believe it. But at the same time, I had a gut feeling it was true. I looked it up. It was true. This is the epitome of female privilege. Modern feminism, radical feminism, whatever you want to call it. This is fucked. How did she get no jail? How did she get no fucking jail time? How? How? A 13-year-old boy's life is most likely ruined because more likely than not, he was definitely groomed and or raped by this teacher.
Well, no, that's the thing. It's
Yes,
definitely statutory because you can have entirely consensual relations at that age gap, and it is still statutory.
Yeah, but she has his kid. I guarantee you she's going to keep the kid.
Of course, she's got
And
a meal ticket for the rest of her life now because that guy, if he doesn't want to go to prison, he's going to have to be supporting that kid from the instant the court says do it, which is probably going to be as soon as he turns 18. If not sooner.
agreed. But predators are predators, chat. I don't give a fuck what you have between your legs. And I personally, she should get the same treatment as if the roles were reversed. The entire freaking country will be going off. The internet will be going off right now if the roles were reversed. There will be people waiting with shanks, waiting in prison for this dude. Because ain't no way in hell he's going to be making it out alive. Ain't no way in hell. If the roles were reversed. But just because she's a woman, she doesn't have to go to prison, no jail time, nothing. Because she literally 13 years old. 13 years old. 13 years old. And I noticed that the progressives, the leftists, the feminists, they're very quiet on the situation. Very quiet.
And how much you want to bet those like so-called traditional conservative guys, when they hear about it, they just go, "Oh, I wish that were me." Like, guys, at what point do you stop pretending that is funny and just realize that you are so sex starved that you would prefer to be assaulted? Because that's the mentality of I wish that were me. It's like saying my standards are so low that I want a woman to force themselves on me.
it's I don't know, man. Like, where's the justice? I know you. This is a rhetorical question, chat. Where's the justice? Where is it? If they act all shocked on why men don't want kids, don't want to marry, they go their own way.
They're getting shocked when it's like, yeah, parents stop sending their kids to public schools. Like, yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why parents have stopped putting their kids in public school when there's hundreds of these incidents that we know about every year. People will. This is what annoys me whenever someone makes a joke about the Catholic priests and little boys. Like, you send your kids to public school. Why do you pretend to have a problem with this?
Exactly. I agree.
Like,
It just it makes my blood boil so bad, chat. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting mad all over again. I saw this. I think it was yesterday, a couple days ago, on Chronic Stream, and man, this kid's life was fucked before it even really began. All in the name of feminism. This, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying to articulate.
No. Wait. Let's be honest here. This is the other thing, because 31. This is, and she ain't exactly a 10 out of 10 here. Let's be honest. She's probably not getting it. Men that she wants probably aren't bothering with her.
Fair enough. She pretty much hit the wall.
Yeah. So this is the only way she can get it from someone she finds attractive.
And this happens way more often than you think, chat. Way more often.
That's the thing. I think it was 700 in 1 year that we know of. Whether that was last year or the year before, I don't remember. But keep in mind. So let's just round this out. There are 2 cases of this every single day of the year in America. It happens twice a day.
And if that person gets pregnant, because I think there was one more story that made national news a few years ago. A very similar incident.
Sorry, imagine putting this out. Imagine if you put out a story that said every day 2 underage women are assaulted by their male teachers.
Oh, there'll be pitchforks at the schools everywhere.
The feminists would be screaming that for a decade easy.
Right. But I'm just saying, if chat, if that was my kid, hypothetically, because I don't really have kids, I don't. But if that was my kid, nah.
Yeah, let's make it very clear.
I can't say much more, but you guys know what I'm talking about.
No, let's make it clear. That will never be either of our kids, because neither of our kids will ever be in a situation where this can happen.
No, agree, but this is just a hypothetical. If I was that boy's parents,
assuming that kid has parents and he doesn't have another single mother who, for all we know, pimped her son out to the teacher.
That's true. But let's say if the father was present in that boy's life, and this happened to, like, my son, hypothetically.
And that's why fathers are being removed from the household.
Yeah, I can't describe it without me being painted in black.
Yeah, like we get it. We get the implications. Yeah. We're not allowed to articulate it properly because it definitely violates the terms of service.
That is true.
Actually, one thing I've learned, this is something I picked up from Neurosaba that works. whenever you have a thought that violates terms of service, just say filtered.
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 Let's. I will. I will.
Filtered.
I will help make the grass grow immediately.
There's going to be some very healthy trees in the next decade.
Yes, it will be fertilized. Like it will be immaculate soil.
This is why I need the wood chipper redeem in my stream. I have the PNG. I just need to get the sound effects and make the redeem because there's been demand for wood chippers. So yeah, that I got to make that a proper channel redeem. Just
Yeah,
drop in $2 and you get a wood chipper.
Yeah, like, but chat, you already know. A predator is a predator, no matter who the fuck you are, and you should be dealt with swiftly. Like it's. I'm just still. I shouldn't be shocked. I agree. I should not be shocked about the situation. But no time. I thought that she'll get like what 5 years, and she'll serve like 2.5 for good behavior. But she
That's
got
the thing,
no prison time.
Like at this point, you got to look at who the judge is. That's the
Oh,
thing. It's not enough to just put her face on it. No, you got to put the entire judicial apparatus out there. Like, her face is not the important one in this situation. It's what judge looked at this crime and said, "Yeah, this is fine."
Yeah, we need to look at the jury too. Who's the fucking?
Yeah, no. Assume the jury does not determine the sentence.
Well, I want to know what they look like anyway.
That's the thing, like no prison time. That doesn't mean she's not guilty, because clearly she's guilty. Otherwise, like, it's the thing. Like, this is an open closed guilty, but it's the judge, or honestly, I don't know enough about the legal apparatus to say. But at the very least, the judge is the one who determines what the sentencing is. I've seen judges adjust sentencing on the fly. So at least the judge is at fault for this. And how much you want to bet? Well, that's the thing. There's two options: either a woman or a simp, one or the other.
Yeah, and hey, somebody give me the name of the judge. I want to see. I want to see who this person is, and the prosecutor as well.
See. Okay, so let's see. So this is. Oh, I found a different case of the exact same thing.
Was it the one from
literally another woman, 31, no pregnancy here. Another woman who's 31 with a 13-year-old and gave him drugs. But here's the thing. Let's see. Yeah, although she was booked into the jail with a bond of $65,000. So, but you know, one of the primary differences between that case and this case?
What?
Melanin levels.
How much melanin?
Let me put it this way: the only thing darker than her base skin was the copious amount of acne.
Ugh. See.
So yeah, so I see. So plea deal. Do you want me to say your name on this or no?
Nah. You don't.
Yeah, because that might be like tough.
But
yeah, okay. Teen's mother makes a statement. Father, like no father's mentioned.
Still there?
Yeah, still there. But yeah, apparently only the teen's mother is mentioned. There's no statement from the father or any mention of the father. And right now they're fighting for the custody of the baby.
See, that's the thing, chat. That is the thing. Women, they love to scream out of their fucking minds 24/7 about the patriarchy and oppression and blah blah blah. But shit like this happens all the time.
Yeah, apparently she got off by basically a plea deal.
See? Once again, chat. Imagine if the situation was switched around. Imagine you see
Came to a
man.
plea deal with prosecutors. So,
Okay, I agree.
So yeah, the prosecutors and the police department. So Fountain Police Department. I don't know. It would take a minute. Can I add presiding judge?
But hey,
who it is?
Just imagine, chat. Man, 31, arrested for getting 13-year-old girl pregnant, gets no prison time. Imagine the pitchforks and the screaming and the screeching that would be happening around the country if the roles were reversed. I'm serious. This will be the judge will be fired or resign. The prosecutor will be fired and or he will be forced to resign.
Yeah, like the prosecutor at the very least for agreeing to such a deal. Like what? You think that this case wouldn't go forward without a plea deal?
Exactly. And here's the thing. Chat. There are cases where it doesn't happen often, where a man convicted of doing something heinous like this walks out of the courtroom and suddenly, bang, he got yeeted. And that person gets no jail time for yeeting that man for doing that atrocious act to a 13-year-old. He gets off scot-free. What's called crime of passion?
That's where the whole subjective thing comes in. Now, personally, I'm against that on principle because, if you yeet somebody, like when they're not an active threat to you at the moment, well, what are you going to say? Like, oh, hey, the public hated this person so much that it's okay.
Well, he's a man, so it's okay.
Yeah, but again,
hate too. I'm just saying.
I think if we're going to go whether or not we, that's the thing. Do we agree with it? No. But at that point, you're basically saying that hey, assassination is fine so long as the public hates that person enough.
Right, but that's the irony, because I guarantee you right now, if this was a man, something among that nature would happen.
Yes, absolutely.
But if something happens to her, she would
probably it would be misogyny, straight up.
It would be misogyny. What the fuck is going on, man? Oh shit! What is going on?
You mean aside from the systemic destruction of our society, of societal trust from a top-down perspective?
Pretty much.
This is not unintentional.
It's not. It's not.
Anyone who had actual standards, they are either very limited within the capacity of the current justice system. And basically, everyone's corrupt. There's no it is a justice system in name only, and that's only to appease the people who never have to get involved with it. Basically, everyone's just going to keep thinking, well, it's not going to happen to me, so I don't need to raise a stink about it. And then it does happen to them, and then they're wondering why no one's raising a stink on their behalf. It's because you turned a blind eye while this happened to everyone but you. So now why are you asking other people to care about you?
That is true. Aerodynamic says, I disagree, Gray. Pooch was base AF. The point of my thing is, The point of my thing is everybody applauded when he did it, and when he did that to his son's rapist. Do you think people will have that same type of applause if that 13-year-old boy's father does the same thing?
Yeah.
No.
And again, not probably not even a father there. But that's
Oh,
the thing. If anyone does it, no, there won't be applause for publicly eating women. But here's the other thing: based or not, if you are willing to pull that kind of stuff and you're expecting not to get prison time, that's fucking dangerous.
no, I'm sure
Like
that
no, like
makes
I'm saying, if you're doing it, you better be fully prepared. Heck, I'd say insist on going and doing the prison time, like on freaking principle alone, because then it's like, well, congratulations, you're an assassin for the state.
I see what you're saying. I definitely agree. But I would say that that man was definitely fully prepared to go. Definitely, like most men
I
are
agree.
definitely willing to, if something happens of that nature, because I'm pretty sure that son got killed too.
Yeah, but okay, but here's the thing. But here's the other problem. Okay, now you're going to have a bunch of people looking at that case and going, "Hey, I can yeet somebody if the public deems them heinous enough, and I won't go to prison."
They're a lot more protected now, but I do see what you're saying. I agree what you're saying. It's way more difficult to do it in the first place these days. Um,
Because here's the other thing. Do you know another person who didn't actually make it to their court date after doing a whole bunch of heinous crimes of a similar nature?
I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, and we kind of would much prefer to have that dude alive so that he could squeal like a pig. Instead, he's dead, and a whole bunch of secrets died with him.
See, this is why I understand why correctional officers give up the info to these disgusting, vile people, to the inmates, because there's somebody out there that's willing to go into the hole to get rid of them. I see why correctional officers give up information like, hey, this person that's coming inside this prison, he's on his way. He did some fucked up shit.
Yeah, I'm going to say, look, if you're going to do that, then you'd better at least filtered them initially in order to get as much information to bring closure to as many people as possible.
Uh, yeah, I agree. I agree, and I know they do ask for some paperwork as well. Pretty much his criminal record. It's not enough, but that's something. Just to make sure they're getting the right guy. But regardless, this is the epitome of female privilege, and nobody can tell me otherwise. Nobody can tell me otherwise. And if you disagree with this, you're outright fucking delusional.
You better have a damn good reason to say that this is somehow acceptable.
Exactly, because I expected, like, okay, they're gonna do the typical, oh, you poor lady, she'll serve around 5, at the most 8 years, get out,
Yeah,
get
it's
out
like
early on good behavior.
that's like our expectations were already low, and then this happened. So
And this is gonna give a very bad example or very bad ideas to very bad women.
now there's straight up precedent for you can straight up get pregnant via statutory, and you won't see a day behind bars.
Exactly, but I know is like you said, it's probably just the judge itself.
But
That
well, that's the thing. If it was a deal with the prosecutors, then it's straight up the prosecution.
true. I agree.
And considering that the prosecution would be like probably on behalf of the state, like a state appointed prosecutor, because there's no way that this was a prosecutor hired by the family. This is a state prosecutor. So this is government enabled and condoned.
I agree, but Chad, definitely, I do agree with Gray. Unless you have nothing to lose at that point, try your best to control your anger, control your discipline, and make sure you get some type of justice. I don't know what's going to happen with this woman, but let's just say hypothetically you're in this situation. Keep it cool until the court process happens, and don't do anything that would jeopardize the rest of your family. Just if you have a family, you know.
Let's be honest. If this
What's
isn't, if you're not involved with this shit, stay the fuck out of it.
pretty much. But if you are involved, like if you're the father, keep your cool and don't jeopardize your family's well-being. But if you don't have a family at that point,
That's like the difference between that case where the yeeting did happen is that, well, the kid was dead.
yeah,
In this one, the kid is alive.
agreed. But man, he's fucked. Jesus, I
yeah.
feel bad for that kid.
Yeah, but the question is he less fucked than if he was dead?
Yes.
So
Counselors are ineffective. Oh,
yeah.
Hola?
Plus the
I clicked on the wrong one. Counselors are ineffective. They follow protocol over human to human understanding. I agree.
Yeah, a counselor is basically tech support for your brain, and they're about as useful as tech support. They're just following a script, and when their script doesn't work, they don't know what to do from there.
There's only that tiny minority that actually gives a fuck about you. Tiny. I haven't met too many counselors. I think that there's counselors in almost every high school or most high schools and stuff.
Let's be honest. If any counselor truly gave a fuck, they'd listen long enough, do everything they could, and then they'd be willing to admit there's nothing else I can do. I have never met a single counselor, no matter how useless, that admitted that there was nothing else that they could do and it was beyond their situation to handle.
I agree. They'll just be like, hey, my door is open. Come back anytime or reschedule.
Yeah, reschedule. Because, yeah, you have a problem now, so surely you can book it a week in advance.
Completely agree with that. Let's move on to this topic because I will explain because, like you said, you don't really watch sports like that, but this is a big reason why. Because once again, everybody's watching. These guys are celebrities, athletes, blah blah blah. The fact that this person has one of the richest quarterbacks ever. That dude is loaded with money because of his contract. She treats him like a little fucking cuck. Let me show you the picture. And we talked about her. We talked about her before. Let me bring out this bad boy. Bam. You see it?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay. A woman that has a supposed high caliber man, which personally I think he's a bitch if he lets his wife walk out looking like that.
No high caliber man has a woman that looks like this.
He's a bitch with a shit ton of money. That's the best way I can say it. She's a self-proclaimed Christian. Has a baby from another man, aka Future, the rapper. I'm sure one or two of you guys know who Future is. She was a single mother. When she was a single mother when she met with Russell Wilson, the quarterback. She was a single mother. She was irrelevant. Nobody knew who she was, and she was a baby mama, all alone. he pretty much flipped her life 180. And she hit the jackpot that majority of women will love to have, right? Living that lavish lifestyle with the mansions and the cars and the vacations and blah blah blah. She starts to show out, and we predicted this years ago, Chad. Recently, she's been twerking on top of cars with her homegirls. She made a music video about not music video. She made a song about being strong and independent and not needing a man. Oh, how ironic, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Of course, another older woman, yes, older woman, leading younger women astray, along with Cardi B, along with Beyonce, along with Megan Thee Stallion, and the list goes on. Telling women that they're strong and independent, they don't need a man, the future is women, blah, blah, blah. But then they turn around and they have multi-millionaire husbands. On top of that, the multi-millionaire husbands, they cheat themselves. They're out there fucking other chicks. But did they divorce the man? No. Beyonce didn't divorce Jay-Z. Offset didn't divorce Cardi. So, like I said, don't listen to a woman's words, watch her actions. They're telling women, oh, you don't need a man, fuck a man, go out and be a hoe, while they're in a relationship with millionaires and billionaires. Just saying. Now, with all that I just said right now, she went to the Oscars looking like that. Boy, the quarterback was clowned to the moon. Say, you gonna let your wife out there looking like that? Looking like that? I can literally see every man in the world can literally see everything, and it's not that good looking. You can tell she's older. Can you tell she's older, Gray? I can tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This is what I'm talking about when I say men are like these women got supposedly the man of their dreams, right? A rich, famous man that has a lot of status and playing on the highest level or doing the highest profession of their jobs. They're top dog in their professions. And they do stupid shit like this. Come on. Come on, Chad. That's why men are checking out. Like if Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos can't even keep their fucking woman happy. Both of them were the richest men on earth at the time. What the fuck am I gonna do? This is very disheartening to a lot of men. Would you agree, Gray?
Oh yeah. Well, every man is. The thing is, most men probably look at this and think, "Well, damn, I'd still I'd still want that." So that's the thing. I hang around enough men with such low standards that, like, to me, the average man is disappointingly low on having standards. Because, like, guys, what the ever loving shit? Like, you're literally thirsting after, like, old hags.
Okay, I agree with that, but what about the men that was at the time, right? Was looking forward to have a meaningful relationship and eventual marriage, and they see Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Dr. Dre, soon to be Russell Wilson, and all these other top dog celebrities getting divorce raped, getting dragged through divorce and family courts, having to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. Will that be very disheartening to a guy that's trying to look for a relationship? Yet even the top dogs are getting screwed.
I can say in theory yes, but the only guy that I know like that outside of my connections here is me. Like literally, I don't know any guy IRL with that kind of standards.
Well, you can pretty much say simps. Simps that still think that they can have a meaningful relationship,
Simps are fucking
fruitful
delusional. That's why
marriage.
simps are delusional. That's why they're simps.
Oh, I forgot about Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady is the most recent one. Tom Brady's a Tom. Okay, let me go
You
off.
could convince a simp with logic, they wouldn't be a simp.
Yeah, I'm gonna go off on this little rant. Tom Brady is arguably one of the greatest athletes in American history. He has 7 rings now. Was it 7?
I
7
don't know.
Super Bowl championships, chat. 7. Tom Brady is a household name in America and various places around the world that watches the NFL. He is the top of this of top dogs. He is automatically first ballot Hall of Famer. And just because he wanted to play one more season in the NFL, just one more season. It's like just one more year. His wife was like, divorce. Just because he wanted to play one more season. Something that he's been doing half of his fucking life. Actually, more than half. And just because Tom Brady's like, I'm not done with my passion yet. I can still go. I can still keep going. Both of them together are worth over $1 billion. She's like, I'm gone. And what makes it crazy is not even a few days later, she was caught with another man. So we all know what happens if a woman is hanging out with a dude just a few days later. She's been chilling with that dude for a lot longer than you think. So not only she's a cheater, she's very selfish of her husband's wants and needs, especially the thing that he's been doing all his life. He says he's not done. He's not ready to give it up yet. I can still play top notch. I can still get that ring, that championship. She destroyed her family. So there's a lot of men, right? Because majority of men watch sports. They see that shit. They're like, fuck, not even Tom Brady? Tom Brady? Once again, it's very disheartening to a lot of young guys out there that doesn't understand how this game actually works. Like once again, like the more women divorce left and right, because I know the divorce rate will get worse. It will get worse. It's going to red pill a lot of men. See, the fact that red pill has gone so mainstream now, we got big channels that never talked about red pill before. They're talking about it right now.
I think that like the kind of mark of red pill entering the average man's consciousness was when PewDiePie shouted out "simp alert."
All right, that was pretty funny. Now, he has a funny way of saying simp.
But that's the thing. It's like when PewDiePie, like the average age of PewDiePie, like basically Zoomers and Gen Alpha know PewDiePie. So if they understand simp as a term and it's into their lexicon, then yeah, like the red pill has it's not going back. That genie is now out of the bottle. It's entered the mainstream.
You know what? I agree, and also I do believe, right? Even though he's a whole ass grifter that's going through a lot of bullshit in Romania, Andrew Tate. He is also, I think, is a big precursor to the mainstream masculinity, or you pretty much could say red pill.
Well, yeah, right up until he said that he'd rather do Megan Fox with a dick than Hulk Hogan with a vagina.
When the fuck he say that?
I got the video. I'm surprised you haven't seen it yet.
Jesus. Was this is this an old video?
A couple years. I'll get the link. Hold on.
Well, that is a.
Got you speechless on that one.
It was such a I don't know what question. Like I never dealt with that type of question before.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like,
What
here,
the?
like, let me. God, where is it? I gotta. At it? No, up higher. There, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, you just pull this up. Pull this up so chat knows that I'm not bullshitting.
I'll pull it up at the end. I'll pull it up at the end because I am curious about that. Where you at? John Isaac says, "Wait, what? How is she allowed to wear that?" Well, it's Holly weird, and her husband's a pussy. I'm pretty sure that's a fair enough explanation.
Like she's allowed to wear that for the same reason that Will Smith was allowed to slap Chris Rock without being escorted out by security.
You know what? You know what? Chris Rock took the high road, and I definitely applaud him because I would not have that type of patience. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, and he's won in the long run. Will Smith's career is over.
Did he get like 40 million off of that stand-up? I think like $40 million.
I don't think it matters how much you fucking make. I don't think it matters how much you make at that point. What matters is that the guy who hit you has his career ended.
Well, if I was Chris Rock, I would have punched him in the back of the head while he was walking away. That's just me. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You if okay, if he would have punched Chris Rock, okay, but you bitch slapped him. You don't slap a man. That you that's worse than a punch.
That's the thing. Chris. You know, he knew that was the point where Will Smith's career was over. You just had to ride it out.
Well, at the same time, like I said, if I was Chris, I can't let that slide. Sorry, I would have to
you wouldn't take one slap in order to end the man's career.
You don't. I'm sorry. Like I said, that's why he has way more patience than me. I can't let a man slap me and walk away like it was. Sorry, that's me. I cannot. Nope. We're fighting. I'll drop kick you on that chair you're sitting on.
Well, to be fair, neither of them are ex-military, so.
Well, I can like jump high in the air and I don't know.
But I mean, like Chris Rock is not ex-military, so he probably.
Well, military or not, you can get some good air and fucking rock his ass.
Yeah, but you don't have the instinct to do it.
I wouldn't even say it's military. Like just man to man, man. Like, you once again, chatting. You already know the slap is straight up disrespect. It's been disrespect for like how long? That's how you initiate duels. For like centuries or longer than that. You can't let another man. I can't. You're gonna slap me, bro. Punch.
Honestly, you probably would have blocked the slap, to be honest. It's not like it was a sneak attack.
No, like, see, that's the thing. Like, if I wouldn't even let Will Smith get that close, because Will Smith, I'm sure, if I was in Chris Rock's like head, like if I was in his position, I can see that Will Smith is walking up here with malicious intent. Like that fast pace. Like, first off, who gets up in the middle of Oscars? And two, I just made a joke on his wife. So I put two together. You need to get ready, bro. You can't let him get close. Can't let him get close. But of course, Chris Rock being the good guy he is, he probably thought that, Will Smith was going up there just to mess around. But like I said, like if it was Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or
wouldn't do that to
Mike Tyson or somebody that exactly. What'd you say?
Will Smith wouldn't do that to Mike Tyson. You know that.
Yeah, or somebody he knows that he's going to be a problem. Because Will Smith is a big dude.
Tall dude.
6'2", 3". He played as Muhammad Ali. Hey, if you want to get like, I'm sure he was in shape too when that happened because the dude can put on some muscle. But at the end of the day, he knew that he could beat up Chris Rock, and Chris Rock wouldn't do shit back. I'm like, that's why I agree with Chris when I saw that stand up. Like, that is some bitch shit. Like, it is. You're a bitch, Will. I'm sorry, you are. Sorry. I don't go around picking on people that I know I can beat up. That's fucked up. Just because, see, in the fact that you're being treated like a attack dog, uh, like Jada looking at you like, what would Tupac do? What would Tupac do in a situation, huh, Will? Huh? You were laughing at the joke, and then you came up and trying to be all hood and shit. Fuck off. Dude. What if Tupac was on the stage? I bet you wouldn't do that. Tupac would say, I fucked your girl. What you gonna do? I fucked Jada. What you gonna do? He wouldn't do shit. That's why I agree with Gray. His career is completely done, over, gone. Yeah, I'm sure he can still pull movies here and there, but
Not
in
going to
my
be
opinion,
headlining
it's going
them.
to be, huh?
Not going to headline them. Will Smith is never going to be the face of a movie again.
No, no. He could be like the supporting or part of the cast, somewhere.
The only time that Will Smith is going to be prominently featured in a movie is if he's either the sidekick that is used for comedy relief, or if he's the villain that is going to get his butt kicked.
Or they'll do something like Michael Jackson in Men in Black, where he was only on for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, brief cameos, but that's the thing. You're going to see Will Smith headlining at Casino Rama next.
Damn. Yeah, he'll still be a multimillionaire and all that stuff. Yeah, good for him, but damn, Will, your reputation is fucked. I know how you feel inside is fucked because you got cucked in front of the whole world.
Yeah, openly cucked.
I couldn't. And once again, this is another thing I agree with Chris Rock. Why would I have an interview with the person that cheated on me on television? You did this to yourself, Will. You did it to yourself.
Hey, at this, congratulations, congratulations, Will Smith. You actually make Prince Harry look manly by comparison.
Damn. I'm not even Will, and that kind of hurt me. God.
Like seeing a dude get kicked in the balls, you feel the pain by proxy.
Pretty much. Oh, but yeah, Will, first off, you should have left the bitch a long time ago. Sorry. I like Jada is an evil woman. And get your shit together, Will. I know you're a millionaire. I know you're a legend and all that stuff. But right now, just get your shit together. Okay, your kids are adult. Leave the bitch. They know what's going on. Hell, the wife was screwing his son's friend.
Yeah, I know. How much you want to bet the friend? How much you want to bet Jaden Smith has seen naked pictures of his mother on his friend's phone?
Fred or not, we got to fight, bro. Sorry. Actually, he's probably the family is weird as hell anyway. He probably just shrugs his shoulders like, eh.
It's like I've been in the Hollywood for too long to get shocked by stuff like this anymore.
But we're gonna move on to our final topic, And I don't know if you've seen this yet, Gray, but I was laughing my ass off because it literally proves our point to a T. I don't know if the story is real or not, but I can see it happening. But before we start this video, last show of the day, if you want to support your boy Sirius, link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated. If you believe that my content is worth your investment, all right, let's switch to this thing right here. You see it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, this I saw about this. It was today or yesterday. I'm pretty sure it was today. I was in disbelief. Let's go ahead and let's check this out right quick. Hear the entire story, and then let me know what were your thoughts. And it's only a minute long. It's only a minute long.
Guys, I just got back from a Hinge date. Why am I doing this to myself? So we scheduled to go to dinner. We are sitting at the restaurant. Seems very nice. Not a catfish. Things are going well. And the waitress comes over. She wants to take her order. And I said, okay, I'm going to take the branzino. He said, I'm going to take the burger. And the waitress asked him, okay, how do you like your burger? Do you want some cheese on your burger? And he asked, is this going to be extra? And she says, yes, it's $3 extra. And he said, okay, then never mind. And I'm like, what the actual I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat my branzino and see what happens. He's like, oh my God, you have to pay extra for everything these days. And I'm like, yeah, it's New York City. So I got my branzino. He got his burger. We were eating. Once I was satisfied, I got up and I was like, I'm going to the restroom for a second. And I took my purse and I went to the waitress. I just want to pay the bill. I just paid the bill and walked out of the restaurant. And I texted him, the check is taken care of. You should have gotten the cheese. And I blocked him.
Now. Holy shit, man. Free burger.
Yeah, he got a great deal at the end, but holy shit. The logic is non-existent. So you go out for a date, and your issue is the man didn't want to pay $3 for cheese, and you blocked him for it.
Well, here's the thing. I understand the logic here.
What's the logic?
Here's the logic. If he's willing to be a cheapskate over $3 cheese, then he's going to be a cheapskate when it comes to paying for shit that she wants.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, no sane person, especially no sane man, will pay $3 for a single slice of Kraft cheese. This dumb fucking broad.
Well, these are her standards. Like, this is what.
But men are going nuts over this. Everybody's talking about this right now because I'm like, these are the same women that cries and complains about there's no good men out there. Where did all the good men gone? But you had a good man right there. You got pissed off because he didn't want to pay $3 for a slice of cheese. So that man is out there happy with his family while you're chilling alone in your apartment because you rejected him over cheese.
It's not even rejected over cheese. She rejected over $3.
And the burger was already $21. So that in itself is like, what the fuck, right? Like, fuck that.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry. A $21 burger, like, it's like, yeah, I'm already over budget. I'm not paying extra.
It better be Kobe beef. It better be something exquisite for me to pay $21.
Like, you better have like killed the cow in the back specifically for this and harvested only the finest beef from it.
Exactly. Like, you better bring out the cow itself alive how I want to see you. Give me a show on how you butcher the cow. Then I'll pay the $21. But we'll piss off the vegans. Somebody has something. I remember turning down $24 for a pack of beef jerky at a truck stop. I'm not paying that much for beef jerky. Hell no, I'm not paying for that.
God, beef jerky's so bloody expensive. I can't wonder. It's like, it's dried and smoked beef, and there's barely any in there. Why is beef jerky so bloody expensive?
Shit, that's my question.
Like, it's beef jerky. It is long preserved. I could get raw meat for cheaper than I could get beef jerky, and raw meat expires really bloody fast.
I think it's because they know that people don't. They don't want to make it themselves.
Okay,
I think
no, but
maybe
like,
Damn.
it's I roast and a dehydrate, and you can have all the jerky. Like, that's the thing. It's not difficult to make by any stretch of the imagination.
True,
Like,
but how many people you know that has a dehydrator?
yeah, I know not many people have. Well, you know, okay, you have a dehydrator. Counter thing. How much does a dehydrator cost? I'm looking it up right now.
Depending on the quality.
I will just be specific. I'm seeing. Let's see. For the kind of thing that looks like it could go into your kitchen, under $200.
Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
Like, one at the higher end, maybe $300, and that gets a lot. That dehydrates a lot.
Yeah, all you gotta do is thinly slice your
So
like a
think
choice-
about that. So think about that. What would you rather buy? A beef jerky dehydrator and a steak for $300, or 12 packs of beef jerky for $25 a pop.
Hell yeah, the dehydrator.
There you go.
But that's the thing. It's this people don't know about dehydrator, or they don't want to make time to make it.
Yeah, or
themselves.
it's just a one-off thing. That's the thing. If it's something one-off, like, the sticker shock is going to make you go, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's think this over for a second.
I don't know if it's the lighting, but she looks dead inside. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, no, her eyes right there. No, it's she ain't living a good life.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. Like she'll give me bad juju if I personally saw her. But she did do a response video to all the backlash. Because all the men was on her comments on TikTok and stuff like, "What the fuck, you dumb bitch? She ain't paying $3 for cheese." Let's see if okay, right here. So she had to do a response video. Ready to check it out?
Yeah.
Do you think I don't know that I'm crazy? I'm crazy.
Huh. At least she's honest about it.
But you're taking it to a different level. You really need to take it easy. Some people going through all of my videos commenting that I'm ugly, that I'm a 4, that I'm a 2, that I don't deserve love, I should die alone, I should delete myself, I should kill myself.
Yeah, like what, one guy maybe did that and it's her alt account?
Yeah. I doubt somebody went that far, but if they did, yeah, that was like, come on.
But like, so what? One dude gave you
You're
hate.
dumb bitch. Like you're a dumb bitch though. Like you definitely don't deserve love because once again, you left because of cheese.
Like don't address the actual issue. Just make yourself out to be a victim who doesn't deserve people calling you out on your bullshit. Because it's like, oh, like some one guy said mean stuff to me on the internet. Therefore, all your other comments aren't worth talking about.
Pretty much. Oh, let's continue.
That's not okay in any way. Why are you taking this stupid video so seriously? I'm having a laugh about it. The guy is having a laugh about it. We're talking still, and we're gonna go on a second date. Like he laughed about it. He's a.
But didn't you block him?
You blocked him.
And you left because of cheese?
Apparently you paid for the meal, walked out and blocked the guy. And now you're like, oh, he laughed about it, I laughed about it. So it's like, you're a liar. Like,
yeah.
up, like,
is either she's lying or that dude is a mega simp. Or he's hoping for another free burger. I can see that. Free burger, he's a simp, or she's
all you got to do is pretend. All you got to do is pretend like we're cool to own these random strangers on the internet.
Yeah,
I posted about our private date experience too.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. What I'm getting sick and tired of women treating social media like a fucking diary, and then act all shocked and confused, and like you said, play victim when she doesn't get the responses that she wants.
Do you know the difference between a diary and social media?
What's the difference?
Women don't want other people looking at their diaries.
You're right. Wait, do they even do diaries anymore? I don't think they even do that shit no more.
I've seen it.
They still do it?
I don't know how common it is, but like sample size of one, I've seen it.
I thought it's because of the social media age, they transitioned from, the books to, Instagram and stuff.
No, that's the thing. Like they put the stuff that they don't want people to see in their diary, and they put the stuff that they want people to see on social media. But
when she doesn't get the response that she wants,
yeah, then all of a sudden she has privacy, and people need to respect that. There's a right to privacy now. It's like how women are now complaining that they need freedom of association because like lesbians want to be able to hang out with each other and meet lesbians without having trans women in their groups. And it's like, now you're calling for freedom of association? Now you're saying that there should be groups that are allowed to separate by gender?
It's flippity flop, moving the goalposts. We've seen it all already, chat. Like it's hilarious, and this woman is not even doing a good job backtracking. Like,
and that's the thing. Like, I'm sorry, but no, I don't believe that you're cool with the guy. I don't believe that he laughed about it. Like maybe he laughed about how stupid you were being, and thankful that he dodged the bullet. But I don't believe that's the thing. If you're gonna say this, then I just straight up don't believe you.
So it's either she unblocked him to cover.
She probably saw the responses and realized she needed to do damage control.
Exactly. I think I seen one clip with the guy, and he was just laughing, saying, "Hey, I got a free burger out of it." That's all he said. He didn't say anything about, "Oh yeah, we're laughing about it."
Because you weren't laughing when you were leaving. You were complaining, and you were very salty about the whole ordeal.
Exactly. But hey, at least she admitted that she's crazy, right? Let me go
Yeah, but
ahead.
she probably thinks it's like, oh, hey, I'm so crazy. I'm so quirky. Look at me and laugh, and don't be mean to me.
I'm not like these other girls. Let's go ahead and I gotta read this right quick. Give me 1 second. I got a generous donation from Mr. Pliskin. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it a lot. Let's go ahead and finish this. Let's go ahead and finish this shit. Because see, I shouldn't be I should not be surprised about model women's behavior, but they just surprise me almost every day. Like they
Yeah,
just
like,
come up with something new.
yeah, just when you think they can't go any lower, they decide to break out a new jackhammer.
I thought people were lying. I thought this was a parody. I thought like I seen the title, "Oh, woman left date because of cheese." I'm like, what? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god, this is real. Let's go ahead and finish this.
The psycho like me, and we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be okay. And you're going laughing about my TV. Yeah, I know that I'm broke. I'm a fucking student. I'm an unpaid intern. I'm broke. My rent is half of my paycheck. I'm broke.
Okay. So, see, this is where it gets funny, chat. Is it funny that a person doesn't even have her shit together, especially her financial situation together? Because she just emphasized 5 times that she's broke.
Yeah, it's like maybe you wouldn't be broke if you weren't paying for all the extra stuff at restaurant. Like, wait, that's the thing. So she's broke, but she paid for her meal and his meal.
Like, I don't get it. And the audacity of a person, well, let's say this woman being broke as shit according to her, but expect a man to pay the extra $3 of cheese.
I'm willing to bet that that he's got more money than you, and the reason for that is because he doesn't pay extra for stuff that he doesn't need.
Exactly. But did you see how funny that is, chat? A broke bitch is expecting you to pay extra for your meal.
A broke bitch is trying to financially shame a fiscally responsible man.
See, they out themselves. They always out themselves. This is why we say if you let a woman talk, eventually she will snitch on herself. Like the audacity. It's see, this is why I see why the old school saying is, can't live with them, can't live without them, because without them we can't reproduce. That's one thing. But living with them is a fucking headache. Imagine dealing with that shit every day.
Yeah.
She'll get mad because you didn't get extra sprinkles on your ice cream. And then she'll pay for her ice cream or your ice cream and leave and not talk to you for a couple of days. And then she'll try to
post about it on the internet.
Just,
she posts some other guy's business on the internet, and then complains that people are making judgy calls about her on the internet. Hey, guess what? If they didn't need to go and do all that nasty stuff allegedly in your DMs and commenting on your other videos, you didn't need to post this bad date experience online. Did.
I agree with Wicked's Bane. She's definitely giving off those vibes. She's giving off those major vibes right now. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I knew it. And I knew it because I'm watching the response with you for the first time. I knew there was something off about her. Especially when she got angry about cheese. That's the, the first thing.
Now,
go ahead and
God knows how much of her expenses go towards her head medication.
Oh yeah, chat. You already know how it goes. If you're still messing with a chick in 2023, immediately look at her medicine cabinet.
Almost guarantee she's on head meds of some kind.
Yeah, that's getting very popular lately, especially on YouTube. Women bragging
yeah.
about or
yeah. Mental illness is the new cool thing to have.
it's crazy,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, she straight up admitted that she's crazy, so she must have something.
That's true. That's true. Let's finish this bad boy.
And yeah, I have a huge credit debt. And that's, yeah, and I'm fine about it. I'm broke and it's going to be okay. And I make really bad financial decisions. But when I go out on a date or to a restaurant with a friend, I'm not going to bitch about money. I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to deal with the money later. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's expensive. When you go into a wine bar and they...
What did she just say? She did not just say that. She did not just say that. She did not just. After all that, did she really shame the dude again? She literally shamed the dude again.
Yep. Yeah, shamed the dude again. Said, like, when I go out, I'm not going to think about the money. I'm not going to complain. Like, all he did was say that, comment on how expensive, like, all this extra stuff is these days. Like that's it. You are complaining more, and it's like you're so fiscally irresponsible that you are beyond broke. You admit you're so fiscally irresponsible that you're beyond broke. Like not just broke, massively in debt. And then you basically give the exact reason why you are in that situation. It's because when you go out, you don't think about money. You're not responsible with it. You just go, I'm going to deal with this later. How's that working out for you, Miss Broken in Massive Credit Card Debt?
Hey, great. Go ahead and continue. I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute.
Oh, I mean, funny, yeah, but only because this is beyond sad that she somehow seems to think that she is in the right, that she's somehow like correct in what she believes. Like, no, you're beyond stupid, and you're just proving it over and over and over and over again. Hey, I'm trying to think of a proper analogy for this colossal amount of stupidity. I really don't know where else to go from here on this, because it's just as soon as you think like, no, it can't possibly be that bad. Well, no, it is exactly that bad, if not worse. Oh, well, darn. Like, she's her own worst enemy here. And she refuses to acknowledge it. So, beyond salvation, straight up, beyond any sort of salvation whatsoever.
Yeah, I gotta rewind that one time. You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, just make sure. Just a little bit.
And that's, yeah, and I'm fine about it. I'm broke and it's going to be okay. And I make really bad financial decisions. But when I go out on a date or to a restaurant with a friend, I'm not gonna bitch about money. I'm gonna enjoy myself and I'm gonna deal with the money later. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's expensive. When you go,
Really?
Yeah, and that's why you're broke.
She is in so much financial turmoil. And
Like,
she has the audacity to shame this man.
yeah, because here's the thing: like if you're this broke and this in debt, you shouldn't be going out on dates or lunches with friends in the first place. You should go, nah, I'm too broke to go out. And that way you don't get into a situation where you might have to complain about your financial situation. Don't go out and have the fun because you literally can't afford it.
It's because she's hoping to have a rich simp come down to save her, a Captain Save-A-Ho.
Oh, precisely. That's exactly why she's doing this. And that's why she gets upset over $3, over him not wanting to pay an extra $3 for cheese. Because she's counting on the guy paying that extra $3, like for her. She wants a man who goes the extra mile for her. So a man who won't is a liability. And it gets her upset because she's like, darn. And here I thought this man had a lot of money because he was really rich. It's like, no, he's got a lot of money because he's financially responsible. She can't get money out of someone who's financially responsible.
Okay, I agree. So here's my prediction. She may or may not capture a rich simp, right? Because once again, she's not that great looking in the looks department at all. But let's say she does capture a rich simp or a sugar daddy. She will want all of her debts paid. She wants to be on a steady income of your money so she can continue to finance her horrible spending habits. And at one point, when that man is unable to uh, give her the money, give her the income, she'll move on to the next one.
Yeah, and blame the man for not making enough money or not being generous enough or whatever harebrained excuse she comes up with.
Yeah, like, oh, he couldn't take care of me. Oh, he wasn't trying his best to make sure that I was okay and we were okay, and you know, he couldn't finance my lifestyle.
She wants a cleanup man. Straight up, she wants a man to clean up after her. But she needs it to be a wealthy. She wants a man to pay all her bills. Because she's a student with a bunch of credit card debt. So she's got a bunch of financial debt and she's got a bunch of credit card debt. And her logic is like, oh, it'll work out.
And that's a big thing, chat. Big thing, chat. No matter where you are in the world, if she's living on her own or living somewhere outside of her family's home, make sure you check her financial standing. No matter where you go, whatever country you go into, check their currency and check her financial health. All right.
I think it's much simpler. Find out which man is paying for her.
Pretty much.
Because it's either her father, the government, or her boss.
Yep.
Just find out which one it is.
I agree. And if she's living with the parents, still ask. Don't assume. Still ask. I assume, like not assume. More than likely, the father is the one that's in charge of the financial decisions.
Like if she's a single mother living at home with her mom, well, like if she's living at home with a single mother, like massive red flag.
See, this is why fathers are very fucking important. Very fucking important to avoid shit like this. Like I'm talking about hardcore, put your foot down. I'm not gonna be in charge. if you're gonna live with me, I'm the one that's gonna be dictating your financial situation. You don't have to worry about no credit card debt or any student loans or any car loans or whatever it is. I worry about it. So when it's time for her to give her away to whoever simp that wants to take her, she's not she doesn't have that much baggage, pretty much. Because this woman, she is fucked. She is fucked if she cannot find a rich simp. She'll always be renting apartments if she can get one. If she doesn't change her spending habits, she will be working way past 65. Her life is going to be miserable. Yes. Like you guys already know, the financial burdens can get to the point where you eat yourself. Well, we'll see how many safety nets. Because once again, gentlemen, the reason why women will go this far to do all this crazy shit is because they never had to experience the negative consequences of doing this crazy shit.
And like even then, she's experiencing them because she's broke, but she's living in straight up denial.
Yeah, because of that Tinder and all that shit. Because she got her endless litter of desperate, horny simps trying to get at her.
For someone who, let's be honest, is a lot closer to a 4 than a 6.
Four on a good day. Four on a great day, actually. Yeah, 4. She's below average. We gotta be honest. Sorry. If you want to make a woman mad, tell the truth. But as soon as her safety nets run out, chat, if she hasn't found that Mr. Simp, she'll learn the hard way. By then, she'll be that auntie that guilt her nieces and nephews to come visit her, or worst comes to worst, she'll be all alone. But once again, chat, father time is there to humble ungrateful women who thought that they can be beautiful forever.
I think, let's put it this way. Time humbles men by making them weak. Time humbles women by making them ugly.
I agree. Yeah, that's a way more simpler way to say it. And both men and women will suffer in their own perspective. But men don't want to be weak. Women don't want to be ugly. Because we both lose the value. But the only difference is men can make up the value by other means. Women can.
Well, no, women can.
How?
But like men, by having families.
No. I mean, if they don't have a family by the time that they're 50 or 60. So if they're all alone by 50 or 60, yeah, the men be like, yeah, I'm still single, blah blah blah. But
it's just, I'm talking about how women get it. I'm not talking about how men get their extra value. Men get their extra value like through different ways with age. Women get their value through different ways with age. And the way that women get value with age is.
Well, what I'm saying is, a man still has a chance. If he's single, no kids, no family, nothing. A man can still have a chance to make a family. A woman that's 50, 60, single, no family, no nothing, she's fucked. The man that she wants won't even look away because she's ugly.
But a man is not valued for his family.
Well, no, I'm saying that men, till the day he dies, still has a chance to get what he wants.
Yes,
women,
that's why it's not valuable. Like, talking past each other here.
Well, I'm saying that men can make up their own value when they're 60 years old by making money, by having an established social status, accomplished careers,
Yes, I'm agreeing with that. And the female equivalent of that is building a family. But just like a man can make stupid decisions early in life that fuck up his job prospects later in life, a woman can make stupid decisions early in life that fuck up her family prospects later in life.
My thing is, she can't come back from it. That's all I'm saying. She can't come back from it.
Okay, yeah, but a man who gets a massive criminal record, fucks himself up on drugs, and is basically drooling into his own puddle while passed out in a back alley, yeah, he's not going to turn himself around in 5 years and change shit.
Well, that was
Men can fuck
specific.
That's because that's because that is what a woman like this is worth. Like, she is the equivalent of a man in his mid-20s whose mind has been rotted by fucking drugs. Like fucking drugs and bad decisions.
Pretty much.
Men fuck themselves out of their futures. Women fuck themselves out of their futures. But you can't judge the two genders by the same standards.
Oh, I never did. I never did. I said that there's a big difference. Big difference between men and women. A man has a way more likely chance to still get what he wants. All he has to do is put in the work or not go to jail or do drugs. But once a woman gets ugly, it's over.
No, an ugly woman could still get a family so long as she does it early enough.
Yeah. I was thinking 50 to 60 range, but okay.
Yeah, well, no man is going to start a career that's going to make him valuable at 50 or 60. Like, no man is going to live 50 to 60 years of hedonistic debauchery and then turn his life around at the last minute. If they are incredible exceptions to the rule, just like women starting families at advanced ages.
Well, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is there's still how you say let's just say there's a way more likely chance for a man to still get what he wants at that age range when they're both pretty much past their prime when it comes to getting weaker for a man and a woman getting more uglier.
Okay, but you've got to look at the circuit. Okay, but guess what? If an ugly woman was still a chaste virgin, then she'd still have it, just like a man who isn't a drugged out schizo.
Yeah, I'll be fucking shocked if I even see a virgin in 2023. I would be.
Yeah, but that's because there's a lot more women who are non-virgins than there are men who are drugged out schizos. Because men, as a general rule, are more responsible.
Yeah, I agree.
But
at this point,
what I'm saying is, don't compare a single mother to a man who's just fallen on hard times. Compare a single mother to a man who has made decades of bad decisions.
How you say a woman's value, like is see, this is how funny how nature works for humans, at least. You know, a woman's value is given up front. Bam, hey, you'll get some good shit early on because you're a woman. Yay. But it's taken away from her very quickly. As soon as she gets it, it will slowly start fading away. Not slowly, but the wall is going to approach and hit her in the face at some point. In general, but when it comes to a man, he will have chance after chance after chance after chance, and if he doesn't take the chance, and he's a fucking idiot over time. For like 10, 20, 30 years.
Yeah, but you're comparing a woman who has made years of intentional bad decisions to a man who has not.
No, I was just saying that when it comes to a man, if he did stupid decisions as well, because man can do.
If a man has burned out his mind on crack, he is not going to turn his life around after decades of being on crack.
Well, I agree with that.
But that's the equivalent of a woman who's living a hedonistic, self-destructive lifestyle. It's a man living a hedonistic, self-destructive lifestyle, destroying his body and mind.
Yeah. Well, I would say the comparison is a man killing another person broad daylight. Say I did it.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of a woman getting into one choice with a bad boy, but only having one prior partner. Think of like every single body count is appropriate. Every single guy that a woman fucks is the equivalent to a man committing a murder. You commit a murder only once and with good reasons, then you're probably still going to live a rich, fulfilling life. However, if you commit a whole bunch of indiscriminate murder, then yeah, you're probably not.
Mr. Pliskin, yeah, I was pretty much saying that the entire time. I agree with that statement right there. I agree with that.
I agree with it too. I'm just pointing out that when you're going to look at like men having a chance later in life, it's not that the man was doing nothing. If women did absolutely nothing until accelerated age, they'd have a better chance at getting what they wanted than a woman who has actively made terrible choices.
I agree with that. The child says, I know broken men in their 60s, and I know studs who can whip 20-year-olds. They're still the exception to the rule.
Yeah, because again, like every woman's got an example of her grandmother still had kids when she was in her mid 40s to early 50s. Again, probability, not possibility. We have to apply that to both men and women here. Because there's plenty. Because let's be honest, the equivalent of the wall hitting men is death. And men take their lives at a very high rate.
IY fan says Sir Eudes is trying to explain that women lose value over time while men gain value over time.
And can gain value over time. Because a man does not automatically gain value just by existing. He has to work for it the entire time.
Yep.
You can be a drugged out crackhead on welfare, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to treat you the same as some guy who spent the past 10 years working.
The Great Ghost, my mom gave birth to me in her 50s. Yeah, she's definitely the exception to the rule.
Yeah. Can it happen? Yes. Does it happen often? No. Is it medically advisable to happen? Hell no.
Yeah, you're lucky you don't have any deformities or cognitive issues. Because that happens.
Yeah. Quite frankly, you have, if that's the case, you have the genetic health worse than first cousins getting it on.
Reverend, I think the wall for men is when you lose your mobility and mind.
Yeah, which is usually swiftly followed by death.
Yeah, well, you can say that for women as well, Reverend. But I agree with Gray. The wall for a man is death.
Yeah,
because for us, what?
But men die much higher rates than women. So that's the thing. The male wall is largely invisible because they aren't around to be seen.
Yep. There's already around, I think it's 200,000 soldiers or 250,000 that died in Ukraine so far. So, yeah. That's a lot of men. And that's just one war. There's wars happening around the world. What'd you say?
Yeah, that's just one conflict, and that's nothing on the grander scale. But I'm willing to bet that the amount of men that have died in war, even this current war, still pale in comparison to the amount of men that have taken their own life in the time that this war has been on.
I agree. I forgot how many per day, because I know there's a lot. there's a saying 21 a day in the military because 21 soldiers, 99% of them are men, take their own lives every day. Soldiers and veterans, but mainly veterans. So just in the military alone, there's a lot of yeeting for men. They can't take the burden anymore, or something traumatizing happened to them, such as marriage, and they decide to, eat themselves to heaven. And that's just military veterans. What about the other men that are homeless, financial ruin, depression? If you guys even believe in that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's chemically verified that it's a thing.
Yep.
How much of it is how much of it couldn't be dealt with, like, by a man who understood what he was dealing with and how to deal with it? That's another question, but at the very least, it is a thing.
And once again, do women care? No. Even 2023, all of them are saying, God, I wish men can just go to war and die already.
The funny thing is, you see the odd woman actually speak out a bit more these days. Again, not frequent, but you do see some females saying, like, hey, no. But it's not that these women are doing it like just to men in general. The amount of the women that appreciate men usually have a man in their life.
Agreed. And once again, Chad, don't ever forget, teach it to your children, teach it to your nephews, your small cousins, all that stuff, of how modern women treated men when things were phenomenal, wonderful, great. And when everything goes to shit, don't forget about what happened. Don't forget.
I think it's quite simple, guys. Just pass this lesson on. The better you treat a woman, the worse she'll treat you.
Yep. And if she doesn't need you, she don't want you. Simple as that. We men are way too good at our jobs. We're way too good. We're way too damn good.
Well, that's the thing. It's not even that we necessarily are the ones who made it this good. It's the men of the past who made all sorts of shit to make it easier for us to do our jobs. And now we're so good at the expectations are insanely high. And we end up getting less value for the same amount of work.
Yep. We do all this crazy stuff, made things amazing, just to have the woman comfortable. That's all there is.
And all they did was move the goalposts of comfort.
Yep. It's like you build it's like you build a hut for her back in the Stone Age, and you're like, hey, hut for you. But then she goes in there like, it's my hut now. And you're like, no. Okay, but in all seriousness, what would have happened, but I can't explain. But right now in today's society, chat, we know things are already getting real right now. Like, if you already heard about a U.S. drone being shot down in the Black Sea by Russia. It's about to get a little bit interesting in 2023. So that's what I'm saying, chat. When things get a little bit crazy, where if it's just an economic collapse or you see fireworks in the sky, oh wait, those are nukes. Just remember how they treated men in the West. Just remember. Men got rejected over cheese. Over cheese. Crazy, right?
On the plus side, you wanna shit test a woman. Ask about cheese and then don't order it because it's expensive. See how she reacts to fiscal responsibility.
Oh shit. Never mind. Random Jen is right. He's right. He's right. That was an updated story. More like a mid-air collision where the Su-27 hit the propeller of the MQ-9 as it did it pass by. Yeah, that was the actual story. My bad. I
All
forgot
right,
about that.
so there
I
hasn't
still think
actually.
Russia. I still think Russia want to take it down. Personally, you know how Russia is.
Yeah, I'm personally more worried about China, but
China. Okay. When it comes to China, that is going to be a whole fucking whole nother beast.
all right, let me justify it. Russia has more to lose than China does.
If Russia loses the Ukraine war, it's not going to be good for any of us. I'm going to be real. Unless something happens to Putin, something's going to happen to us, at least in the United States. Because I do see him using it. I see him using it.
Yeah,
He said it on multiple occasions. If the existence of Russia is on the line, I'm gonna do it.
well, keep in mind, like Putin losing the war in Ukraine, all it has to mean is that he doesn't gain any territory.
Yeah, and in fact,
like
Ukraine,
that's not necessarily like the existence of Russia is being threatened.
Oh, it is because Ukraine will join NATO. NATO will okay, since you're part of NATO now, let's go ahead and put a little bit of missiles and stuff near the eastern Ukrainian border. And Moscow, literally Moscow, is not that far from Ukraine. So Putin has no time to react if they decide hey, let's go ahead and shoot up Moscow right now. And that's what Putin is afraid of. That's why he got into war. One of the main reasons he got into war with Ukraine in the first place, because Ukraine tried to join NATO.
I'm aware of the basics there. Like there's other reasons, but
that's the main reason.
But that doesn't necessarily mean the end of Russia to the point where he pulled nukes. China, on the other hand, is actively facing collapse right now. Let me put it this way. I am more concerned with not even more concerned. I think that China's economy is going to collapse before the war in Ukraine ends.
So how long do you think it'll take if you estimate? Like, what's your if you guesstimate?
Your guesstimation?
Yeah.
I think that within 700 days, China will go to war in Taiwan.
And will it be out of desperation, or is it just, you know what, let's just take Taiwan?
Both. Desperation might adjust the timetable, but they've made plenty of moves in preparation for it.
Agreed. And that, damn. And I know North Korea will do their dumb little moves with their ballistic missiles. So North Korea may join fully. Russia, they're fighting for their life at that point. Iran will join for sure. I don't know any other country. Saudi Arabia doesn't like us right now. So we'll definitely see about that.
If Biden is in charge when China goes to war, or basically, I don't even know if Trump getting involved would be enough to get involved, but quite frankly, I think that a video came out today proving that the Bidens got a shit ton of money from China recently. Not recently, but due to recent exposure, they've had a lot of money come out of China. So, put simply, if Biden or people in the same boat as him are in charge when this happens, the U.S. is not going to go to war in Taiwan.
So if something happens in Taiwan where China's like, "Hey, I'm gonna take it now," you don't think that the U.S. will get involved?
Under the current regime, no. And I think that might be part of why the timetable is being kicked up, because China needs to start the war in Taiwan before Biden leaves office.
Well, how long do you think it will take before Germany betrays us for the third time?
I don't think it's a matter of Germany. I think that Germany is too thoroughly cucked right now to even consider betraying it. They serve the same masters as America.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like they'd be like, "Ha ha, I'm the villain the entire time." Germany, I knew it.
Yeah, nah, it's going to be the same villain that it was for the past for the past two wars.
Oh, that'd be crazy. That would be. Oh man, I'd be like, I feel bamboozled if Germany ever did that.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're in a position to do that. They're with NATO. The U.S. is with NATO. It's going to be NATO versus non-NATO. That's the next world war.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But I don't care. I'll be the president. I'll be side eyeing Germany if I was president. Now you'll see me at the NATO meetings or the United Nations meetings, and you just see me staring at Germany. You know, and Germany be like, "What the fuck? Like, why is he looking at me?" I know what you're up to. I know what you're doing. You sly Germany. Batman with the mustache has returned. No. They kept his body frozen in a hyperbolic chamber, whatever you want to say it. He comes back from the dead or something. Oh man, I know this war is gonna get crazy, bro. It's gonna get out of control. But hey, you know what can we do, right? Unless we get rid of Biden from office. Actually, I don't even think we have that much time.
No.
I don't think we even get to that point.
Look, like, let's be honest. The only way that Biden is going to leave office is if he actually dies in front of a live audience of a large size, like on live TV.
Well, he is up there in age. I agree.
That's the thing. But because here's the thing: if he dies peacefully or off camera or in front of a small audience, they'll just put in a body double, assuming they haven't already.
He's speaking coherently. Who is this man?
Oh no, legit! I've seen that where it's like, this is this Biden or a body double, because that ain't acting like the same guy who's been on TV for the past while.
I know they'll use that AI technology, put it to work for a bit.
They already have. I've seen some stuff that looks pretty suspicious. So yeah.
But yeah, but in the event that Biden does die, they'll try to hide him as long as possible.
Assuming he's not already dead.
True. He probably got a third heart. Not gonna lie, like heart surgeries.
Oh no, he has a fourth heart, and it's in the African child in his cupboard.
Jesus. Sir Eudes, Grey Ghost, what do you think will happen if someone nuked the Yellowstone supervolcano? America's gone then. Are you far away from the blast zone? I'll say I'm far
Nukes.
enough.
Yeah, like, okay, like, are you talking about the blast zone of the nuke or the blast zone of the volcano?
I think he means the volcano. But the whole world's going to end, though, or a lot of us are going to die.
It's the second. A lot are going to die. We're going to get into a Fallout-esque scenario. A bunch of nukes go off. Most of humanity dies. The survivors are going to live in a very fucked up world afterwards, probably with a lot less interesting wildlife.
And
so, Ohio.
Ohio. Especially if they nuke the Yellowstone supervolcano, a lot of people are going to die. Like if you guys don't know how much damage this volcano can do, there's a documentary on that. I think it's like an hour long. Got a bunch of experts and blah blah blah. But they're saying that the biggest volcano in the world, it's not going to end. The world is not going to have a good time. A lot of animals are going to go extinct, but we're kind of used to that, and a lot of people are gonna. It's going to be bad. And the shock wave itself, like the shock wave from the exploding supervolcano, will kill a lot of people that are near it, just from the shock wave itself.
Yeah. Did you know, technically, if you are close enough for an explosion to throw you away, the shock wave will kill you.
Yeah, I agree.
Like every time you see someone get blasted away by an explosion, by all rights, they should be dead.
God damn. Wait, was it the Yellowstone supervolcano in the movie 2012?
I don't know, maybe. I didn't really watch it.
Damn, it's been over 10 years. But I'm pretty sure that volcano was in that movie. But guys, we're gonna finish this little video right quick and we'll head out. Okay?
You still gotta watch that Andrew Tate bit.
Oh shit. Where is it?
It's in Discord. So we'll finish this video and then pull up the Andrew Tate.
Will I get flagged for watching this?
No.
It's on Twitter. Are you sure?
It's already been played elsewhere. Like Hammerhand played it during his stream. So
let's go ahead and. I was already playing. God damn it. All right. Blah 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 blah. All right, guys, let's quickly watch this. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, let's see what he has to say.
Ignore the construction. I'm rebuilding my mansion. You'll see when it's done. We'll do an episode of Cribs. I had to get this area here. I bought my neighbor's house. I had to construct a specific area for the Bugatti. Anyway, that's all going to be lit up and shit. Bugatti logos. You broke boys don't know. Listen, I recently posted a question on Twitter asking, would you rather have sex with a transsexual, which is a legitimate 10, or a woman, which is a legitimate 1? And everyone's sitting there clicking woman, 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 because they think they're going to be gay if they do anything else. But they're not actually thinking about the question. I am so smart. I operate on so many levels higher than the average man. You people are not thinking about the question.
Why are you yelling?
Because he's fucked a tranny and he's trying to justify it.
When I say a 1 and a 10, I mean Megan Fox with a dick. That's the tranny. Or Hulk Hogan with a pussy. That's the girl. This is the question I'm asking. Megan Fox or Hulk Hogan? So you're thinking, well, I don't want to be gay, so I just clicked the girl, the number 1, did it?
That is such a uneven comparison, in my opinion. But let's continue.
You're gonna fuck Hulk Hogan? Okay, there's a pussy, but he's got mustache and muscles and shit. He's all hairy, big dude, 6'5". It's pretty gay to me. That sounds pretty gay. I don't care if it's a pussy. That is gay. Whereas Megan Fox, okay, he's got a dick, but maybe you can like scoot it out the way. I'm still Megan Fox.
No.
You know what I'm saying? At least she's small and shit. You can get your hand around her and mess her up. You ain't messing up Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
You up. So
he's fucked a fat boy.
Operate on a higher plane. Think about this. This is important. This is cultural. This affects the world we now live in. What is straight? What is gay? It's all a big sliding spectrum, isn't it? Because if you're going to sit here and go, oh, no, it's gay to bang Megan Fox with a dick, I counter that argument. It's gay to bang Hulk Hogan with a pussy.
There's no way he justified.
He just did. You heard it. This ain't no deep fake.
Oh, God. Like, first off, that is a very unfair comparison. No woman will look like Hulk Hogan if she's a 1.
Well, here's the thing. He's basically saying that if you fuck an ugly woman, you're gay.
Which makes no. Okay, I see what he's doing. He's gaslighting his fucking audience.
He's gaslighting because he's fucked a lady boy and he doesn't want his image as a masculine man to be compromised because he likes bussy.
And he supports that spectrum shit.
So every time you want to compliment Andrew Tate, remember this.
This was back in 2021. Oh God. Oh, I'm sorry, man. That is such a fucked up compare. I'm sorry. Hey, Andrew Tate, you gay, or you bi, whatever. You like dudes. As simple as that. He's gonna say fucking Hulk Hogan. No fucking one looks like Hulk Hogan. Okay, she's probably like what, 400 pounds? Look like a fucking, warhog.
Let's be honest. He's basically saying that he'd rather fuck a hot trans woman than an ugly trans woman.
That's
an ugly. He'd rather fuck a hot pre-op than an ugly post-op.
Man, he's the type of guy. I know he's the one that tries to convince his friends group that he's not gay. Like, this is a great fucking red flag. Like, nah, bro, you gay. Just accept it, bro. You gay. Oh God.
But he can't. His whole grift is telling
true.
men how to be men. So he can't just accept that he's gay. Because if he publicly accepts that he's gay, then there goes his income. Because his income is telling men how to be men.
So that's why he has his hyper masculine fucking crazy shit going on.
Yeah, well, so did Drac Murphy, and he openly admitted to being a cuck. Now you have Andrew Tate all but admitting that he likes to fuck men.
Like, and he called Megan Fox a 10?
Yeah, he thinks Megan Fox is a 10, and Megan Fox with a dick is still a 10.
Oh, no. Oh. I bet he travels to Thailand all the time.
I'm willing to bet that he browses the Fuda section on 4chan.
Oh, I didn't even know this video was out there. When was this posted?
This came out recently, within the past 2 weeks.
Damn, Andrew.
Like when Hammerhand did his traders, like his stream on traders, I think last week. Yeah, it came out a couple days before that. So let me see if I've got it on the Discord when exactly it got mine.
But Chad, do you agree that Andrew Tate is the one that wants to convince his friends and family that he ain't gay?
Yeah, March 8th is when I got it. So yeah, a little over a week ago.
See, you know what? It's pretty hilarious to me. Like once again, whatever you do in the bedroom, keep it to your fucking self. Like, I don't even hear from my homeboys like, hey bro, yeah. See, this is what I did to my girl last night. I did this, I did that, and blah blah blah. That's what the alphabet community is doing.
God, sometimes my coworkers fucking do talk along those lines, like how they got laid, and it's like, dude, I do not know how much I can express, how much I do not want to hear about your sex life.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit. Go away.
Like it's not that I don't give a shit. I give negative shits.
But chat, it's time to end it here because it is definitely getting to a very, very hilarious, disgusting. I can't believe he tried to justify that. like you're not that good of a salesman. Like, yeah, you gay. Cool. Yeah. Saying Megan Fox is a goddamn 10. Get the fuck out. You could have chose somebody better than that.
But
But
now you get an idea for what his tastes are. He thinks Megan Fox is a 10.
oh man, I really wondering what's happening in that prison right now because I'm pretty sure some weird shit's happening. Probably saw a dude with long hair. He's like, close enough.
Yeah, so if you gotta, all the more reason, gentlemen, do look as masculine as possible because then Andrew Tate won't want to pick you up and just shove that to the side.
But it's your boy Sir Eudes and the Grey Ghost. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream today. Almost 3 hours, goddamn. Well, we got a lot of topics in though, so I believe it was a good stream today. And hopefully you enjoyed the gems that we dropped on you. And thank you everybody that decided to donate. Okay. I know it's been a couple weeks since I've streamed, but shit's been crazy. But I will try my best to start being more active on here, okay? Don't worry about it. But we are out. Peace.
Peace out.